The Whole by Dave Workman is a work for our time. It's about discovery of something amazing and terrible. It's about what it's like to try to save our own lives as the world seems to be falling apart. It's about sacrifice. It's about surrender. It's about relationships, the agreements that we come to with one another about how we're going to handle things, if we're going to run away or if we're going to move right in to the great catastrophe. Like I said, it's a work for our times. Thanks, Dave. And thanks, Muse Harbor, Eileen and Dave and Eileen. Hi, my name's Trav, and I've been traveling. I've been searching far and wide for my deepest expression of worth, turning my attention to my music and the people that I make it with is one of the greatest honors of my entire life. Together, we are creating frequencies that help to bring us all home. And that's what Travelin' Trav and the Travelin' String Camp is all about. If you have been following my work, then you know that part of what I love to do is document the work of others. I believe in the writing process as healing process. And Danny Noel has started a new writing project here. It's called Dysregulated, One Mom's Healing Journey After Being Late Diagnosed ADHD. I have received so much encouragement and so much help along the way. I've been given shelter. I've been shared with in many ways. And so I am so grateful to celebrate emerging projects as they come forth. Together, we discover our common work, our common stories, and our common love. Come on down, share the love. Everybody everywhere, share the love. Are you also in process? Well, of course you are. What's it been like for you to wake up? Has writing or art had any kind of effect on that? What about the community that we meet as we set off on our artistic projects, on our communicative projects, those projects that we're writing because we need to get them out, and it's so important that everyone hears about them. Strengthening a tribe member deepens every connection. LNTEOW, Labor and the Expression of Worth. I have been gifted with a great vision for us. That's a great part of Travelin' Trav's work, is celebrating the work of others. We all have this work together, and I believe we have the power to heal. Thank God. Through God's power, we can lay hands on one another's hearts and work and say yes. I am certainly a lover of the word. I discovered a sense of the sacred nature of being in words. I do what I can, I do what I can, I do what I can with what I got. I said I do what I can, I do what I can, I do what I can with what I got. I think that my life should make more sense. I feel ashamed to ride this fence on this side then that one day to the next, trying to keep words and deeds in the right context. So I grit my teeth, I clench my fist, I bite my tongue while you twist my wrist. 1 minute I'm crazy and the next it's you. You wish I was more, well I wish that too. I resent my weakness, I fear my pain. I'm trying to make myself stable with the broken cane. Some people have worried and they told me so. I just do what I do, cause that's what I know. Labor and the expression of worth. Labor and the expression of worth. Hello, fellow travelers. This is Travelin' Trav, and I sure am glad that you have joined me today. We do what we can with what we got. And you know what? I've come to this place as a performing artist and as a writer where even those of you who question me, especially those of you who are my greatest critics, I also welcome you into my heart. You also have become such an important part of the message that I'm delivering. And without all of you, none of this would be possible. When I was a teenager, I was introduced to a book of poetry that my great grandfather, Clyde Sanders, had written. I am certainly a lover of the word. I discovered a sense of the sacred nature of being in words. One of the first poems I ever wrote was called Inside Stone. I wanted to understand the stillness, the quiet inside stone. In literature and music is where I first discovered my inner value, where I discovered self-respect, where I began to experience a respect for others and their stories, where I discovered empathy. I've done a number of extensive self-guided writing projects in my life. I've done a lot of journaling. In fact, I had a whole bunch of my journals stolen out of my van, along with a guitar and some really valuable equipment not too long ago. Que sera, sera. I've actually burned my own poetry before in the name of discovering the next iteration of myself as a writer and as an artist. I think that's an important part of it. When we do lose it, we just realize that none of it belongs to us anyway. Anyway, as you can tell, this whole thing, I seem to take it all very seriously. It seems, like I said, it's sacred to me. It is sacrament. Along the lines of that sacrament, sometimes we meet people who encourage us. And these two folks, Dave and Eileen, they're the owners of Muse Harbor Publishing here, and they were two incredibly encouraging voices along the way as I was moving deeper into the discovery of my voice. What I've discovered is that we take this encouragement as it comes, we make no attachments to it, and we connect no expectations to it, and then it just speaks to us. And we might hear it just like it's coming from that one universal voice of love and encouragement. And that's how I took everything that Eileen had to say. This is an excerpt from the letter of encouragement that she wrote to me. She says, "So, my soul says yes to supporting you in continuing along the present path. I want to see where this goes and what you can do when you create from this place of cooperative, coalescing, merging of formerly separate parts within yourself. To show the world what the inner process looks like by opening up your consciousness for all the world to watch as you dialogue with yourself in real time seems a wondrous gift and an act of immense courage. I trust you to appreciate how precious a gift this is. I sense your current willingness to take this journey of real-time self-discovery. I know you possess ample courage already to carry on with the effort, despite the challenges such an approach presents. I feel the aliveness of your self-compassion and know that will serve you well when your energy falters. I receive the kindness in your words through the way you treat yourself, even when you are calling out your own bullshit. And I know that our species can learn a good deal from that process. I respect the patience with which you have been committing yourself to the task of self-realization. And my spirit receives your offering with the peaceful intentionality from which it was created." Dave and Eileen were so sweet to me. They both sent me copies of their work, and I'm so grateful for that. This is Eileen's work here, Raindrops of Love for a Thirsty World. She's channeling love. I think it's amazing how God's Spirit holds us and encourages us along the way. And when we know how to appropriately give and receive that encouragement, without attachment or expectation, it can be worth so much. And these words of encouragement from Muse Harbor have meant so much to me. And all of your words of encouragement and your support, dear reader, dear audience, have meant so much to me. And you know what? I've come to this place as a performing artist and as a writer where even those of you who question me, especially those of you who are my greatest critics, I also welcome you into my heart. You also have become such an important part of the message that I'm delivering. And without all of you, none of this would be possible.
Labor and the expression of worth. Labor and the expression of worth.
Do you know what it's like to bring your best? Of course you do. And we just keep bringing it. We do what we can with what we got.
I learned a few things from the lessons I taught. I earned a few scars in the battles I fought. I broke a few rules. Sometimes I got caught. I've seen a few twists in my life's plot. I'd like to be perfect, but alas, I am not. I just do what I can with what I got.
And also, hey, Dave, if I remember correctly, you were writing a novel about a musician. You're a writer writing about a musician, and I was a musician writing about writers. So I was kind of curious about how that all came out for you. Oh man, isn't this wild? May the Lord bless you and keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you and give you peace. I love y'all.
I'd like to be perfect, but alas, I am not. I just do what I can with what I got. I do what I can. I do what I can. I do what I can with what I got. I said I do what I can. I do what I can